But hearing the information about boarding school and about the trauma has been a part of my healing process of learning how to forgive myself, to care, and to not be so harsh on my feelings towards my mom. I was able to let go of all of those hard feelings towards her before she passed. And so I've been sober for 38 years in August of this year. And so I know that to be able to be that human who has learned how to be a human being is hard work. It's hard work to talk to them. And it's an everyday job, moment by moment sometimes, to not go into that space of being angry, being resentful, being jealous, wishing that I was not who I am, that I was someone else. I spent 40-some years of my life wishing that I was someone else because I never seemed to measure up until I realized that being in Cherokee was one of the most beautiful, wonderful beings to be born into that culture and that family. And I learned that from my going to school. I became a social worker and learning about human behavior and about learning how to be okay with oneself. And when I quit drinking, I went to the church and made a relationship with this higher power that people say God or Jesus. Cherokee say Ume. My dad's people say Wakatonga. So it doesn't matter. I have that relationship, and over the years I've learned to forgive myself and to finally love me for who I am. There's things that I don't like about me even yet that I'm still working on. But we don't do change overnight. It's a lifelong process. But I truly believe that those of us who have that understanding about growing and changing, in order to keep that, we have to give it away. We have to reach back and bring others with us. And most important of all, if we have children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren, we're responsible for teaching them and helping them to know that there is a way of living life, and that our ancestors had that, and we got it too, because we've got some elders that still remember and live that way. And so that's why it's so important to talk to our elders, because they can help us to understand any paths that we can take to grow and to change, because they are our storehouse of wisdom and knowledge. So for me, I hope that I measure up in that way with my own children and grandchildren and people in my community, because I have learned how to love and to be gentle. And most of all, I guess, to be courageous, because it takes courage to do the things that I've done in my life and continue to do. It's not easy, but we can find that strength from those around us and from our higher power. No matter what it is that we call that higher power, there isn't but one who created all things in my understanding. And so I can't tell someone else that you're wrong. That's not the right way. Because I've struggled with finding that right way myself. And I've realize that life just is. And if we learn how to be within that life, no matter where it is that we're at, or where we're going, we will be led in the right direction. Thank you.
Jimmy Winch, Elder Ann Walker from the Cherokee Nation. You know, you can always tell it's an elder when they start talking about children and grandchildren and the importance of looking back to go ahead and understand where we came from in the healing journey of forgiveness as we go forward. That's exactly what our elder was talking about. We have a couple more speakers during this portion before we have a song by our Anishinaabe Quest singers, but I'd like to bring up another one of our veteran elders. Had the honor of carrying in our tribal colors today. I'd like to ask Will Harris, also from the Cherokee Nation from the Carolinas, to come forward. Elder Will.
Good evening, everyone. In Cherokee, my name would be Ulangi Witham, which would be Crazy Will. I've been called that many times through the years because I did crazy things. My father, his name was the same as mine. My son, I have two boys. The oldest one is the same name. And I have great fun with them. I spent many years away from them in prison. I've been in federal prisons for being silly, too much drinking and drugging. The reason my hair is so white, I got old early from doing too much drinking and drugging. I'm actually 50 years old, but my coworker calls me 82, and I feel like I'm about 21, but I act like I'm about 14. I'm a mechanic at the Harris Cherokee Casino in Cherokee, North Carolina. Fleet maintenance. I've been there 10 years, never been late, never had any trouble with coworkers, always fixing things, evaluating problems, and showing my respect for others. But for many years, I was known as the prodigal son because I would go away because I was too bad. Juvenile hall. Anyway, what happened was meant to be, I believe. It was through God, the Spirit, for me to be a test of my people. And I thank God each and every day. That's how life is through prayer, belief, and faith. And graduated from high school and went to art school in New Mexico. And I'm a very talented artist. I got that from my dad and my mother. And I've created some good stuff through the years. And I have to offer for the world, my friends, neighbors, my abilities to overcome the addiction problems and share that. I've been sharing that with other people for a few years now. I have been dry, clean, sober, drug-free for 10 years.